Today on the Flex truck, we got this PCS Powertrain Control Solutions shifter for the Allison transmission that we're using. This is just a little push button guy. You can run through your gears on our 6-speed automatic, park, reverse, neutral drive. Very cool. And we're gonna put this where the current ashtray is. It's gonna be rad.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
Little update on the cab. We're to second prime, and hopefully we're going to be able to get it straightened out without having to reprime the whole thing again. It's looking really beautiful. I don't know if you can really see the detail here, but just really awesome, really turning out well. Really happy with the results. Things are nice and straight. Body seam sealer is all in here. Seam sealer is a big part of these jobs. You need to seal up all your seams. That's common for a body shop guy, but if you're not a body shop guy, you might not know about that, and you do need to seal the seams. I suggest a 2-part seam sealer. We got that all on there. I painted the floor black. This is where we're gonna put this piece, and it surprisingly, I mean, it just about fits in there, which means nothing. It could have just been whatever and we'd still be here. At any rate, let's figure this out. So you know me, I like my patterns. Looks like our outside edge here is the same as our inside edge here. Looks like it has a couple of screw holes there that could be used for mounting. It has a couple screw holes on the outside here. One thing I really don't want to do is have the screws being shown, so I might drill these out, the threads out, and then have this slide on to studs and hold it on, something along those lines. What I'd like to do first is make a piece that's going to work for our dash, set it up on our dash, then cut the dash. So with our template cut here, the piece will sit about flush in there. I don't know if I want to have just a hole cut out or do a folded edge underneath it. So we're going to be in that area there. Talking about my folded edge, this almost has it kind of started, but that's usually not how you build something. Usually you'll cut this out, build this piece, and put it in, you know. Usually you're not working with something existing like this. But damn it if it isn't close. Kind of see they kind of go around the tabs there. See our circle here, kind of going around that tab. So that's kind of good. So our tabs can end up somewhere in there. We got an aftermarket stereo that goes in here. It looks just like the factory, but it does all the new functions. But I don't know the size of it. Let's take this back to the bench. We'll cut it down and try to figure out those edges. So I think what I'm going to do is, I was thinking that I'd like to fold this over and have a nice folded edge, but cutting it out, I could cut out these pieces and try to hammer them, but I think I'll end up distorting this so bad that it's not going to be worth it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make it in 4 pieces and bend the pieces individually and then weld them together, and so that could radius my corners with the welder by just adding the weld and then grinding it smooth, and it'll be the thickness of the folded metal. So let's start by making our 4 edges. This bottom edge will leave a long piece, but our short folded in. I kind of have an idea on the edges that I'd like to do. Maybe using, well, we'll get to that. I don't want to say anything and then we're not going to do it or whatever. But so let's just make our 4 sides here, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, where this edge is going to be a little straighter, a little easier to bend, and not so much hammering. Insta Blister by Whammo. This is what I'm going for. You can kind of see that when that's going to be in the dash, it's going to give it a nice little appearance, because that edge is rolled. A lot more of a finished look. The factory would have punched that, you know, and if it needed to be folded over, they would have had a machine to do that. So We kind of want to replicate what would have been done by the factory, could have been done by the factory. Alright, I kind of welded the corners so we can do the rounding. So I'm going to get the grinder out and clean up the edges, and then do my wallering tool to clean up the corners here. So there's our roughed out piece. It's looking pretty damn good if I don't say so myself. Might need to take a little more out of that. Might need to add a little more up there. But even if I don't, I think we're alright. Somebody's in my workspace. Using my paper. And my pen.
Is he making fun of me?
Alright, I think we should make something, get this mounting situation figured out. So I think what we'll do is we'll drill these holes out on these threaded holes out on this, and then we'll probably drill all the way through our piece here, send a bolt in or a stud in and weld it to where we can't see it. And then when you go to install this piece will be welded in the dash, this piece comes in and bolts from the back. Alright, now we need to start bending this piece to do our contour. It needs to roll pretty quickly. Then we'll start cutting this out and fitting it. So I want to blend these edges. Do something nice here. Got our piece in. I'm pretty happy with it. Kind of looks like this part, this little top of the dash just kind of reversed and coming down the bottom of the dash. A little bit of room here gives us room for the wiring that's coming out of it. My OCD wants to take the welder and continue filling in the little blows in the weld and everything, but it's honestly going to be so easy to take care of it with a filler, and we're kind of on a time crunch on this, so we're just going to get the filler work started here.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.